Alright, I'm gonna testing out multiple things here. I am inking a Beorn page, but I am also trying out a new microphone. Well, it's a little mic app for my phone. So I'm gonna ink this page. I've got a new camera set up here. Really zoom in and out is part of my problem, but if this works, it might be okay. Everybody always says not to start with faces when you're tired or rusty, and that's like all that's on this page. I guess I could start with something different over here, but I just like to know whether. So this is how I do my original pages. I wish that I could hand letter them, but I print out the panel borders to save myself time, and I print out the digital inking. So a little bit of a cheat, but I always wanted the original art to look like the story. So yeah, I dig it. I think it's cool. No one that I've talked to seems to mind it, you know. I just always try to be really clear that it is not that it is not hand lettered. Using the old zebra brush pen here. I'm the way that I have inked Beorn up to this point has been a little bit cleaner of a line than I had initially imagined whenever I was first starting it. But it's cleaner of a line than I can get with the Pentel brush pen that I tend to use. I'm gonna have to turn the page here a lot today. Got a lot of old goob's nose. A lot of round shapes, which unfortunately, to get a good line for me, usually involve a lot of turning of the page. I don't know how long this is going to take today. I don't know how long the recording, the new audio recording, will actually allow me to record, even. And I also am not really positive what I wanted to talk about today. Probably should have thought about all that. Hoping the video is zoomed in enough for everybody. You can zoom in a little bit more on that specific spot where I'm inking. Maybe people will like that a little bit more. Oh, I shouldn't have messed with it. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. That's where it's going to stay now. I'll try to be mindful of how it's looking. So this is from an earlier page, but by nature of how I've been working lately, I've been kind of having to bounce all over the place. Not a huge fan of it, I've discovered. You know, I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, and it's not. I mean, ultimately, it's not a big deal. But I've discovered that I'm definitely a work it in order kind of person. It's been one of the things about this whole project is, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. Since the inception of the comic, been a whole bunch of learning how I do things, what the best way to do them is, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so one of those is about process. You know, a lot of people, they'll pencil the whole thing, then they'll ink it. Kind of one step of the process at a time. I'm still figuring that out for myself. I think that's kind of how I'm enjoying working. I think. It's sort of tough. I have to change up the pens that I use here for small panel faces. Yeah, that'll work. Rob Guillory was the person who first turned me on to these zebra pens. And I've got a visitor with my smoothie. Yes, bring me my smoothie. Thank you. Gotta have them smoothies. She left the cat in here though and shut the door, so I'm sure the cat's gonna meow in a minute. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, these pens. And he warned me right out of the gate for the extra fine. I think these are the extra fine. Yeah. He said stock up because you'll burn through the tips pretty quick. He's not wrong, especially because I'm way too rough with them. I tend to treat these almost like some kind of like a cross between a like a cross between a brush, right, which, you know, makes sense, and like a fountain pen. This is that moment where I always wish that I would pencil some of this stuff a little bit more, a little darker, a little more detailed, I guess is the right word. But I like I don't know what you call it, the spontaneity, I guess, of, especially on the kind of natural, little natural elements, tree bark and things like that. Like, I want it to look good, of course, but it's not about it being perfect. Alright, well, I guess I gotta think about something to talk about. Pretty excited for this new year. Been having fun figuring out this whole recording thing. I think I'm really into that right now. Because I feel how social media is kind of dying. I don't know, I'm sure it's not. It just feels that way. You know, I think it always kind of feels that way. Anytime something changes or, you know, I wasn't really posting on other social media sites. Early on, it was not, I mean, I just started doing this not that long ago, but I was not an early adopter. You know, didn't get to jump on Instagram before the algorithm or any of that kind of stuff. So, you know, I haven't been able to lament the loss of the other sites as they were changing. I remember reading other artists that I was following talking about it, you know. Tumblr changing in the ways, whatever ways that it did. So I just wonder if, you know, what's going on places like Twitter and Facebook now and whatnot. Is it just more of the same? I don't know. I guess it just feels more personal now because I'm actually on there. But, there's Delia wanting out. I don't know if this mic picks it up, but my cat is meowing to get out. And I'm guessing no one's going to hear her, so I'm going to have to get up and let her out. Distracting me mid-tree. Delia, how dare you? We'll see how that works out up there. For as much as I try to get that, spontaneity in the whole thing. Definitely. I'll fix things. Fix it in post, as they say. I'll see little places, tangents usually, where I ran tree branches together and stuff like that. Go let this cat out. Good opportunity. See how we're doing on our time here. Oh, it's 14 minutes. Oh man, I'm just rambling. I don't know if we'll actually use this audio. I'd like to start having actual audio, you know, some recordings and whatnot. What am I trying to say? Just thoughts, you know. Actually compose my thoughts on. topics. The social media thing would be good. Who's this guy? Oh, I'll bet all my pen rummaging is obnoxious on the microphone. This became one of my favorite things to kind of ink here. Is the little tree, shadowy shapes in the back. Got another tree back there. Almost missed this guy. Let's see. Where's that line go? I'm going to move it a little bit. I want it off of his hand, actually. Do I want that other tree there? You know, I'm going to wait on that tree. Kind of like that open framing around him. Panel might be done. Might do one more panel and then put this video together. Well, first I'll finish the page, then I'll put this video together and we will see how the audio and video coming together works. Well, I guess one thing I will touch on is I am really excited. I know I started saying this earlier. I'm excited about this year, man. The last year has been particularly rough. And I think, honestly, it's been rough for a lot of people. A lot of people that I've talked to just had a rough 2022. And I don't know what the deal was. I feel like as was the case for so many folks, Audie and I, my family, we were kind of shut away from the world for a while. And when we stepped back into it, it's like everything had to balance out. So we were actually very fortunate during the initial years of the pandemic and lockdown and whatnot. We didn't have a lot of bad, I'll just say, energy. We didn't have a lot of bad things happen. And now it almost feels like, I don't have a better word for it, but it was almost like we'd been in hiding. And then when we came out this, recently, the last year or so, it's like the universe went, ha-ha, and time stopped standing still and sort of caught up with us. You know, and I don't mean for it to sound like oh, the universe was out to get us or anything like that. I don't mean that. I just mean that there's a balance to, you know, what comes along. And whenever you, I guess, sort of mentally, whatever you want to call it, mentally, spiritually, energetically, whatever, when you tuck away from it all, maybe you somehow step outside of it. I don't know. Seems ridiculous. I don't know if it's possible, right? But anyway, that's how it's felt, that we stepped outside of it all somehow. And that now we're playing catch up. We've got, you know, it's like we almost crammed a couple years worth of stuff happening into just this last year. And yeah, I don't know, man. That's how it feels. Anyway, so I'm excited for the new year. I'm always excited for the new year. I like that sort of symbolic rebirth, you know, a new lap around the sun. However you want to look at it. I'm going to make his eyes just a little bit bigger, I think, there. I always tend to go too small on things like that. Oh, I should use my smaller pen for these little little hair details. I just like that finer line. Maybe that's too many. I'm gonna white that out. When you see this page, I'll probably have hit some of those things to white them out. Oh, I'm wondering about putting some little, but then I don't want it to look like the lettering is coming from him, and I'm worried that if I put those boop, 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 you know, it'll look a little too much like it came from him. Yeah, I'll probably white those out too. We'll see. Alright, well, as much as that was just a rambly talk there, I'm gonna see about editing that stuff together. I will try harder to make sure that if I am going to be talking through these videos, that I actually think of something to say. And I'm looking forward to doing some live streams with folks. Then everybody can help me think of what to say together. Alright, we're going to edit this together and see what we got, but there it is. First couple panels. I don't remember which page this is. I haven't written it on there. Usually I put the chapter, the page, and I sign it up here. Oh, I guess which will look a little funny without the panel border there. Oh well. It's from chapter 4. I've got like, oh man, I don't know, 10 more pages I think to ink. But I think this is page trying to run it in order in my head. I think it's page 20. Something like that. 2021. But I don't know. Anyway. Alright, well. I'll either slap this on there, or I won't put this audio on there, and I will just add some of the YouTube music. All right, whatever. I'm going to stop rambling. All right, thanks for checking it out. If I leave the audio on there, let me say goodbye. Thanks for checking it out. Hope you dig what I'm working on. And, yeah, man, much appreciated.